Hi there, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm back again and yet another Commander video with yet another card from the pre-release kits we all got given when we went to the March of the Machine pre-release month or so ago now. Can't remember how far back it was now, but we went. And Daybreak Games have actually got them online at last. So today's one is the last one of the three that came in the pre-release kits, and it is obviously Katilda and Lier. Green, white and blue for a 3/3 legendary creature human. Nothing more. Not sort of like human goblin, human sphinx, anything. It's just human. They're both humans. And it says, whenever you cast a human spell, target instant or sorcery card in your graveyard gains flashback until the end of turn. The flashback cost is equal to its mana cost. Different. But how on earth do you build this? It's out of the three that I've done this week, we had Slimefoot and Squeak earlier in the week. Yesterday we had Goro and Satu. They're pretty straightforward, They were simple, make loads of saplings for Slimefoot, get everything back from the graveyard using Squeak's ability. That's fine. Yesterday's one. Get some dragons in play, make things unblockable, ninjutsu them in, give them haste, get the damage in to get the 5/5 dragons, fine. But Katilda and Lier really did stump me, and it's taken me a lot of thought to do. And I have done it off my own back. I haven't gone and looked anywhere else. I have actually sat and thought about it, and it's taken me a long time to get this video recorded today. So it's the instants and sorceries, because if you're playing these colours, what do you usually have? Bounce spells, wrath effects, and then you have creatures getting bigger to do it. But you don't really do that with this. So it was a bit of a challenge, and I had to find some way sensible of doing this. And the sensible way of doing it, I think, as a starting point is this. And this is a starting point deck. This is nowhere near the finished product. So please, if you think there's something I should include in the deck, please, please, please leave me a comment and let me know so I can change the deck list and update it. But anyway, the deck itself. I'll finish doing the begging now because, you've already hit the subscribe button, haven't you? Okay, you have now. Good, right. Lands. Blue, white and green lands everywhere. I've avoided the sort of like Fabled Passage and Field of the Dead for this one today. Kept it fairly straight. I will have put in, though, Secluded Courtyard and Unclaimed Territory, because most of the creatures in the deck are humans. We might as well have them in to give us another multicolour way of casting our creatures, which is fine. Non-ramp wise, we've got Sol Ring. Well, sorry, non-land ramp. No, mana, not ramp. We've got Sol Ring, we've got Arcane Signet, we've got Fellwar Stone. I think that'll be enough, because as you can see by the deck, most of the deck is concentrated down here in the 2 and 3 drop, and there's very little further up the curve. So, yeah, let's go. So, 1 drops. We've got Serra Ascendant because it's a human, and it still hasn't been fixed. So when it comes into play, if you can get it on turn 1, you're going to have a 6/6 for lifelink that's going to upset people. So bear that in mind. We've got some instants. We've got Brainstorm. We've got Opt. Just so we've got something we can possibly flash back with Katilda and Lier when we play more humans. Avacyn's Pilgrims here is a little bit of on-theme ramp, I suppose. Human Monk taps for white, that's good. And Noble Hierarch's obviously a lot better version, with the whole let's tap for white, green or blue and have all 3 colours in play off this one. So, it's not too far out of the realms of probability we can get a turn 2 Katilda down with these guys. Coppercoat Vanguard is a new one that came from Aftermath. I know the Aftermath sets had a lot of bad publicity. I've really enjoyed it, and this is a really nice card in a human themed deck. Giving all your humans +1/+0, and they all have ward. Seemed like a really good plan to me, and only for 2 mana? Yeah, okay, I'll cope with that. Baral's in. They're human, obviously, and they reduce the cost of our instants and sorceries. Got to control the board somehow, and I do want to go down the Wrath of God route, so we've gone with Cyclonic Rift today. Falgi Archaeologist. Enter battlefield, we can mill 3. Now, obviously, we're hoping that we can mill our instants and sorceries, and we're only playing 29 creatures in the deck and 34 other spells. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. So we're playing 29 creatures, 29 potential instants and sorceries. There's a couple of enchantments, so 30 instants and sorceries. So, we're going to build something we can put back into play, hopefully, or back into our hand with the Archaeologist. Snapcasts are just another way of flashing things back. Counterspell is counterspell. Farseek to go and find the missing lands, and I've just realised something, so hold on. Okay, I'm back now. The thing I missed, I had to put Spara's headquarters in, that's now gone in the deck, so land base has changed slightly. But Farseek, we're going to fetch the headquarters for us. Heroic Intervention protects everything when we play it. Nature's Law goes and actually fetches Spara's headquarters as well, or anything else we might need. Rampant Growth just gets us a basic, that's fine. 3 Visits goes and gets us Spara's headquarters though, so, you know, glad I went and remembered about Spara's headquarters. Anyway, creatures. Lavinia, Azorius Renegade. Each opponent can't cost non-creature spells with mana value greater than the number of lands they control. So it slows down things like Blasphemous Act, slows down Farewell, slows down Doomscar. So, you know, bear that in mind. Katilda, well, if we're going to have the partner pairing on one card, we might as well have them separately as well. So we've got the separate version. Protection from werewolves. Meh. Humans you control tap for 1 mana of the creature's colours. Yay! And then pay 4, put some +1/+1 counters on everything. Okay, mini win condition. Here we go. Growth spirals here. Draw a card, put extra lands in play. That's cool. And Kinnan, Bonder Prodigy. Really not sure why. We've got a few, not many, but we've got a few non-human creatures in the deck, so we might as well have this in as well. And occasionally we'll get some benefit off our little bit of artifact ramp or lands that we get. So yeah, it makes sense. Swiftfoot Boots is here. I still can't say it. Swiftfoot Boots. I have to think about it every time I say that word when I'm talking about a deck. It's here. We're going to keep it in here. Got to protect this somehow. Cut Short's just a nice, easy convoke way. There's a few convoke spells in here. I did have a look. And it's a nice way of taking out a planeswalker that's annoying you, or a target tap creature. So all good. Lauren of the Third Path. Blow up an artifact or enchantment, and then get a bit of card draw with you and the person who's behind. And Monastery Mentor. I have never been so glad to see a card back in standard as I am Monastery Mentor at the moment. And I'm really glad I remembered it for this deck, because we pump out some monk tokens that help us out. So it's all good. Teferi's Protection protects the board, obviously. Along with Unbreakable Formation to, chuck some +1/+1 counters around and make everything indestructible. Adelaine, a Resplendent Cathard, gives us a bit more way of attacking. And we've got an invasion. The invasion is Segovia. That means every non-creature spell we have has Convoke. And this one comes into play and gives us a couple of little 1/1 blue Kraken creature tokens with trampled, but they're 1/1s. So yeah. But I think I seem to remember hearing somewhere Segovia's like a really, really tiny plane. Because I think, if I just make this big for a second, I think that's meant to be someone's foot. So I do remember hearing somewhere that Segovia is meant to be a tiny plane. Therefore, that kind of makes sense. So, anyway, back to it. Filter outs here as well. Again, I like this. It bounces all the non-creature, non-land permanents to their owner's hands, so you get all your creatures left and all your lands left. Is it better than Cyclonic Rift? Well, obviously it's not, because Cyclonic Rift does everything apart from lands. But this might get rid of annoying things. They might have chucked pacifism on one of your creatures, or they'll have an annoying invasion type thing in play or something. This seems like a good way to deal with all of that, and I really do like this from Aftermath. Growing Rights of Imnotech helps us get our land count up eventually, and it's Growing Rights at the end of the day. Eternal Witnesses here to return anything that we've lost that we need. Errant Ingida, might as well have this in as well as a human. Look at the top card of our library at any time. Cast spells with flash or flying from the top of your library. Haven't got anything with flying, haven't got anything with flash, but just knowing what's coming helps. Cosmic Rebirth brings something back that I've just been talking about so far, and gives us 3 life, and if it's more than 3 mana, it goes into our hand instead of onto the battlefield. Torrens pumps our creatures up, gets us more creatures as we cast creature spells. That's lovely. Hadana's Climb. Eventually we'll get there and hopefully win us the game. Once we get it flipped and the target creature we control gains flying, gets +X/+X, where X is its power, we should be flying over and smacking people in the head quite happily. Shardless Agent, just a little bit of cascading into something we may need. And Broker's Ascendancy. I am rapidly having this become one of my favourite guild theme enchantments. Putting +1/+1 counter on each creature at the end of our turn, every turn is lovely. And yeah, there's not any planeswalkers in this deck, just so we're clear. But having the ability to put extra loyalty counters on that doesn't cost me anything, I really like. Shannon, the Purifying Blades here as well. We've got a little bit of life gain in the deck. Not a lot, we've got a little bit. So we might as well have this in as well. Yeah, 3/3, lifelink for 3 mana. Yep, fine by me. And Herald's Horn. Why would we not have Herald's Horn in here? Everything's virtually human. Makes perfect sense to drop the casting costs of our creatures and to, you know, hopefully get an extra card draw every so often. Smothering Tithe, Wythe deck. It's getting expensive, Smothering Tithe, I'm aware of that. If you want to try and take this down a little bit, lose this one. But, you know, it's Smothering Tithe at the end of the day. If you're a Commander player, go pick one up. Archmage Emeritus, it gives us a card draw when we play instants and sorceries. Timeless Witness is the bigger version, more polluted version of Eternal Witness, but might as well have it as well. Supreme Verdict gives us the uncounterable blow everything up card we sometimes need. And one of the other non-human creatures in the deck is Sigarda, Font of Blessings. Gives everything else hexproof. We can look at the top card of our library and maybe cast angels and human spells from the top of our library. So it does kind of work with, you know, Errant and Guide a little bit. I think it's one of the few that does. Inga and Azika, another way of giving our creatures the ability to tap for mana. Obviously, we can only cast creatures with that mana, but we get a card draw out of it. So we cast a creature spell. If 3 or more mana from creatures were spent to cast it, we get to draw a card. So, you know, that's pretty good. A Venerated Loxodon pumps up our creatures when we convoke it into play. Mediation Puzzle is just a little convoking thing, just so we can gain some life. The other half of our commander pairing, Lier, the Disciple of the Drowned, is here. Spells can't be countered. That's nice. Makes everyone's spells uncounterable, not just yours, but, you know. And each instant sorcery card in our graveyard has that wonderful flashback mechanic. So, you know, we don't have to wait until we've paid a human to do it. We can just hope get Lier into play and do it that way. Next enchantment here, Mirari's Wake. Pump our creatures, double our land production, mana production from our lands, thank you. Mijara, Betard Protector, pumps our creatures, get human warrior tokens, which is nice because they're humans, so, you know, ting. Tulane, Teller of Tales. Yep, we're in the right colours for it. We might as well have it in play and get on with it. Triplicate Spirits is just a nice little convoke thing we can get back and, you know, recast with Katilda at some stage. Avonbrook Caretaker, we hit it and go for it. At the beginning of combat in your turn, put 2/1/1 counters on each creature we control. If we can get it flipped, that's nice. And Surik and Goreclaw. I did try and do this as its standalone commander deck for March of the Machine, but it's just like every other big green creature deck when you do that, apart from it gives them haste. So I might go back and think about it, but at the moment it's just sitting in here having fun with its friends Katilda and Lier. Our Reckoning, destroy all non-token creatures. Thank you very much. Not sure, actually. I think as I'm sitting here recording this video, we are going to change this to Farewell because it just seems better. Thank you. Overwhelm. Pump our creatures up really quickly. Go for the win that way. Jadzir, Oracle of Archivios, or the Journey to the Oracle. Get all those lands into play if we've got that, and then if we control 8 or more lands, you may discard a card and put this back in our hand, or we could just play the Oracle itself and have the Magecraft thing. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery, reveal the top card of your library. If it's non-land card, you may cast it by paying 1. Okay, I'll pay 1 for some of my stuff, thanks. Up the end here, Feral Invocation, just a nice way of getting some beasts and flash it back with Katilda. And then the final 2, Call to Calling, March to the Machines, Multitude, sorry. Multitude's probably the better one of the 2, but Call to Calling's here because we're doing that. Now, like I said, I found this deck really difficult to build, so I went down a very heavy human route, and then I tried to do some of the Convoke spells to play them early to get them into the graveyard so we can do the nice tricks with Katilda and Lier. Is it the best build? No, but it is what I'm calling my starting point for this card. Because like I say, I found it out of the 3 we got from the pre-release packs, this is probably the most complicated one I've had to build, and I'm sure I've done it wrong. I'm going to put my hands up now. I'm pretty sure this isn't the best build ever. However, if you can think of anything better, let me know some of the cards I've missed. Just remember, because I play mainly on MTGO, I'd prefer them if they're available on MTGO. If they're not, just put them in the chat anyway. It might be something when I try and build this in real life, I'll try and pick up a copy of. But yeah, it's difficult, this one. But anyway, I'm glad you stayed with me. Thank you for watching for the last, 16 minutes or so. And hope you've hit the subscribe button. Leave me a like, leave me a comment. Hopefully you come and follow me on Twitch. There's still the link down below, so you can go and check that out. And I'll see you either in the next, well, I won't see you in the next video, but hopefully I'll meet you on Twitch when I'm streaming at some stage. So take care, and I'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.